86, I reckon.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Where was that?
Yeah.
Do you guys need lyrics? No?
It's all in here.
I reckon the first time that I heard it was the Presidents of the United States version, which was mid-90s. I think it was off their second album, which I think the first album had the songs Lump and Peaches and June Buggy. And then this song I didn't realise was a cover. I thought, oh, this is a cool song that they did. And then I realised, yes, there's the Buggles version. And a lot less guitar on that, a lot more synth, and it's a bit of a different structure. And the melody of the chorus is a little bit different as well. So all of these things I sort of learnt over time, how the original was different to the cover that I first heard. But yeah, good song.
In 1981, I remember the beginning of the 80s when, I was born in 1969, so 10 when it came out sort of thing, right? 10 years when it was released, and 11, 12 when it had its resurgence. And I remember songs like Echo Beach being on those little compilation cassettes of 1980 in the summer and things like that. And this song here, I actually didn't like it. And I found the melody to be a bit more na 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 na, sort of sounding, I didn't find it appealing. I thought it was a bit kid, like, because I was trying to grow up and be cool. And I didn't think it was like a pop song, rock song, or anything cool, because there's something in the melody I didn't really like, didn't really catch me.
I have such fond memories of this song, mostly from being the first cover band that I joined, back in the early 90s, I guess. And this was one of the songs, and I actually didn't know it. Well, I knew it, but I wasn't overly familiar with it. But it definitely became one of the songs that we played week in, week out for the masses. Everyone loved it. So it's a great party track. It's a fun song. And then I just remember at the time my bass player in the band saying that this was the first song he ever bought on vinyl. So it was a big thing for him.
I've always been a listener, and I think if I hadn't been a good listener, I couldn't have been a good mixing guy. If my ears aren't working and listening above my eyes, above every other sense, and all of those songs in the 80s, I've really banked in my brain of the details of them, listening to them over and over, and I didn't know at the time that I was separating them and appreciating those little details, and that's why I'm trying to bring in the mixes these days.
Now, I reckon I was probably born at the time that the MTV thing happened. And I don't know how much it happened in Australia, to be honest, but I do recall hearing about how, it's not the same anymore. You're just used to listening to the song just for the song. And your mind would go off into the imagination of either who the people were or what the sights that you can picture from what the story of the lyric is telling you, things like that. Look, if there's a really good video, I think that sort of just adds to the song, right? If there's a bad video, this is all subjective, right? But yeah, that's going to take away from the song in a way. But obviously, the song's the song, and if there's a video, sure, watch it. Late night on Rage. Australians will know what I mean.
By the time 1981 came along in August, when MTV hit at midnight in America, and we all saw it in Australia, and this being the first song, it was like the representation of the new era. But the song, looking back, its lyrics and everything all was really telling a story of how video killed radio. And now straight forward to 2024, where we're all creating content for the masses who are scrolling through, and we're hoping that they're going to pause on our stuff. The more the crazy catch your eye video these days, even if you've got a great hook and someone's shaking their ass to it in a funny way and that becomes viral, that video is, could be the reason why, it's all to do with that. Here we are, being the enemy of ourselves if we're musicians because we are the video that is killing today's radio star, or Spotify, is, TikTok killing the Spotify star. So, yeah, I think that the lyrics, there's so many things about this song that is relevant to today. And this is a reason why I didn't lo-fi the vocals, why I didn't box and make that phone effect, because they're really important words and they really do mean so much. And when I sang them, I wanted you to hear the whole bloody story.
I like stories.
I also enjoy the dynamics between singing those bits and the little cutesy oh in there as well. And Nikki's just so perfect in this. Remember, Nikki would have done that part of this song a few times too.
I don't remember the whole MTV story. I just only know the song for being a song that I learned to play and to sing along to in a cover band. That's my story.
All right, I had 2 issues to tick off, I guess, for my recording day experience. I had to make sure that I could figure out what to play on this thing. Because if you listen to the original, there's not a lot of guitar. There's that solo bit in the middle, and there's a little solo, kind of, it's almost like a Brian May thing at the end. That's about it. And it's kind of cool in a way. It's a choose your own adventure, as Cam Blockman calls it, where it's like, all right, well, what are you going to do? And I asked Darren some guidance, and, he was basically just like, you sort of do you, and he'll sort of, turn it up or turn it down with how he wants it to fit in the mix of the song. Probably the funnest bit of the guitar was the solo section, me and Damo just rocking out that riff together. That was cool. But yes, so the second thing was, what do I wear? Had to try and get into the 80s spirit. I noticed that when I arrived, Stewie, he had was like a Space Invaders or a Pac-Man shirt. It made me think, damn it. So I've got a early Mario Brothers shirt that I didn't think to wear. I just found something bright. It's my Seinfeld Festivus shirt. And that seemed to work well with my glasses, I guess. But yeah, very big props to Darren and his MTV shirt. I saw him wearing it thinking, damn it. But he's singing the song. He should wear it.
And finally. Yes.
All my other 80s shits in the dry cleaning basket, so
It's Festivirus. Festivirus. Beautiful.
alright.
Love it.
Yeah, I had a freaking purple cap I was going to bring today. It was on the, I left it on the door. No.
So there wasn't anything too outstanding on the recording of this one for that day. I just remember that it was super fun, super easy. I know in the lead up though, Darren was considering using his fancy glasses and talking about a mirror. So I know that the night before he messaged and said, do you happen to have a mirror that's X amount of centimeters wide, high, whatever, which I didn't have. So I think he went and grabbed one in the morning, but obviously he had this idea about filming himself through the glasses, through the mirror, with whatever's going on in the background.
But it's not a
Darren?
good place to listen to it.
Talk about this little get up.
They
Right.
can't-
What are we
they
doing
can't
here?
have, like,
I'm gonna look at
Yeah.
myself.
But the
it's
Greek,
going to be great.
Filming
to do a festival thing or
myself.
something.
yeah,
It's sort of creepy, really, isn't it?
but the Greek, I
So I'm gonna
guess.
put on
The
the
Greek's cool, yeah.
Yeah,
I like
My
it, it's
Ray-Ban
not too big,
Metzes.
it's not
I feel like
fucking-
these. Have you ever talked
I
about
guess
these
smaller than
in
a
any
pack that
videos
later on.
about what they are?
yeah,
I'm not sure. They've got a
Like
camera.
reckon you have.
Runs
You
for
know,
3
it's
minutes and
beautiful.
does
So,
portrait
that roughly
in
that.
1080 in the
Yeah,
case.
that's all right.
Fucking beautiful.
They're Ray-Bans. Buy them from the Ray-Ban website. Only from the Ray-Ban website. I'd done a couple of test shots before you came in, and I realised that I needed to keep my head really still. And while you're playing a song that's, going on the piano, it's hard to do that and sing. And the mirror was just big enough, and I had to still stay close to it, looking at what was in it, knowing how I was going to crop it, thinking all these things as well while I was performing, and knowing that if I could pull that off and we could all keep our parts correct, it would be, you know, and it did in the end, which is great. I'm very, very happy with the result. But the piano itself just being mic'd up the way it is, because the mics are inside, and they are still capturing a lot of drums and bass and everything. So to filter out all that was really difficult in the mix. It always is to get the piano going when we're in here doing that, but I managed to pull it off without having to do any stupid overdubs or anything like that. So what you hear is what you get. And I had to flip the image so that you could see my cool MTV shirt because I'm looking in a mirror. And at a bit where Nikki is singing You are a radio star, I was playing the piano, and because I'd flipped it, the bass notes are up here, and as a keyboard player I'm looking at it going, oh, that's wrong, he's not playing that, because it was the wrong way. So I had to get over that in the end and keep the MTV because it was king.
Otherwise it's VTM, right?
This is probably the greatest keyboard performance by Stuart Day. He really nailed that. All of the parts, and on a keyboard that I'd set up and split, and his solo is just immaculate both times before the end as well. He nailed that. He had lots to think about, and in between takes you can hear him talking, going, there's lots of things to talk, there's a lot of moving parts, and he really did a great job. So hats off to Stuart Day. Nailed it. Nailed it!
Ready for the
I think it turned out really interesting and really fun. I love the new aspects that it brings to the videos that we've made.
The end of the song was great. We nailed that. The ending is going to be a, yeah, 4. Yeah. There's 8 of those.
Right.
8 of those, and then we go to the keyboard solo again.
Yeah.
So, yeah. 3 of those. Nikki slaps Crafty in the ass. I mean, just go back and watch that, all right? I mean, drop the mic. Just drop the mic. If you could get it off the fucking... Totally fucked up.
Oh, that was...
Just drop the mic.
Ali's unimpressed.
I'm impressed.